the creation of the world. In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness. Everything was silent and still. But then, God decided to create something amazing. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The light was bright and beautiful, and God saw that it was good. He called the light day, and the darkness night. This was the very first day of creation. On the second day, God created the sky. He separated the waters below from the waters above and made the sky in between. The sky was vast and blue, stretching out as far as the eye could see. God saw that the sky was good, and this was the end of the second day. The next day, God gathered the waters together to reveal dry land. He called the dry land earth and the gathered waters seas. But God wasn't done yet. He made plants of all kinds to grow on the land. There were trees, flowers, and grasses of every shape and color. God saw that it was good, and this was the third day. On the fourth day, God created the sun to shine during the day, and the moon and stars to light up the night. The sun was warm and bright, perfect for giving light to the day. The moon and stars twinkled beautifully in the night sky, making it look magical. God saw that it was good, and this was the fourth day. The next day, God filled the seas with all sorts of creatures. There were fish of every color, dolphins leaping and whales singing. Then he made birds to fly across the sky. Birds of all shapes and sizes chirped and sang, filling the air with their beautiful sounds. God saw that it was good, and this was the fifth day. On the sixth day, God created animals to live on the land. There were lions, elephants, rabbits, and every kind of animal you can imagine. Finally, God made the first humans, Adam and Eve. He created them in his own image and gave them the Garden of Eden to live in and care for. God saw that everything he had made was very good, and this was the sixth day. By the seventh day, God had finished all his work of creation. He looked at everything he had made and saw that it was very good. So God rested on the seventh day and made it holy. This was the day of rest, a special day to remember and celebrate all the wonderful things he had created. Adam and Eve lived happily in the Garden of Eden. They had everything they needed and enjoyed the beauty of God's creation every day. They cared for the plants and animals and walked with God in the cool of the evening. It was a perfect, peaceful place where love and harmony reigned. But one day, a crafty serpent tempted Eve to eat the fruit from the one tree God had told them not to eat from. Eve ate the fruit and gave some to Adam, who also ate. Suddenly, they realized they were naked and felt ashamed. God called out to them, but they hid because they were afraid. God was saddened by what had happened, but he made a promise. He promised that one day a Savior would come to defeat sin and death and restore everything to the way it was meant to be. Even though Adam and Eve had to leave the garden, God's love for them never changed. He clothed them and sent them out to live and work in the world, always keeping his promise in mind. And so, the story of creation reminds us of God's amazing power and love. It teaches us that even when we make mistakes, God still loves us and has a wonderful plan for our lives.